Josemonkey, can you find me?
You asked me to figure out where this video was recorded, so I did. Hi, I'm josemonkey, and I find people who ask to be found. This one didn't take me too long to find, but I nearly gave myself a headache squinting at my screen, trying to read some blurry text, and the way I ended up finding it was a bit indirect. I'm going to show you the video now, but be warned that this person decided to switch to landscape mode in the middle of their video, so you might have to turn your phone.
Josemonkey, can you find me? I'm going to give you another clue. I'm going to give you one more hint with this view. Can you find me, Jose?
So what can we see? The initial portion of the video was recorded in selfie mode and was mirrored, so I flipped it around. We can see that there's a partial sign visible on this building behind the person. I was able to read the word allergy here, and above that we have a partial word that appears to end in CED. I'll come back to that. Then they start turning the camera and show us a whole lot of nothing. We can see some buildings across the street here, but nothing really distinctive. And then they switch the video to landscape mode. By the way, it's a good thing they decided to do that, because they were dangerously close to a blocking violation with the way they were recording it before that. Chad was getting ready to throw the flag. Anyway, when they switch the view, we get a few more helpful details. One of the first things we can see is this partial sign here, which said care, but we couldn't really make out much more than that. And we also have this sign, which appears to be like a real estate sign, and it has a phone number on it, so I figured that would help. Then they turn the camera a bit more, and we get a slightly clearer view of some of the buildings that we saw earlier in the video. And that's about it. Okay, so obviously the phone number is the best clue we have here. Like I said, I figured it was for a real estate company. And I knew if I could figure out what real estate company, that might help me figure out the location. But guys, I was having a horrible time trying to read the number on this sign. I slowed the video down and looked at individual frames, and I swear that every time I looked at it, I was seeing different numbers. I tried Googling many different possible phone numbers here, but all the results I was getting didn't make any sense. Like I was expecting a real estate company, but none of the results I got looked anything like that. Eventually, I got one that was for an individual. Let's just call that person Jim Bob. The very first result I got for Jim Bob was actually a Zillow profile. That seemed vaguely real estate related, so I thought maybe that was the right one. So I clicked through on that, but Jim Bob's profile didn't really help me figure out where this was. But the other Google results I got for that phone number were also for Jim Bob, and they gave me the name of a city, Shelbyville, Kentucky. That was the best lead I had so far, so I brought up Shelbyville on Google Maps. And guys, at that point, I just searched for allergy in that area to see if I could find a place from the video. And as I looked through the results, I found a place called Advanced ENT and Allergy, and I checked out that location and it didn't look right, but here, check out their logo. That had to be what we were seeing in the video. So I started looking around to see if they had more offices in that area, and a few minutes later, I saw this one, and I knew right away from this 3D view that that was going to be the right place. And guys, that was it. You're outside Advanced ENT and Allergy in Shively, Kentucky. I used the street view to confirm that building across the street, and here's that partial sign that we saw in the video. But guys, here's the craziest part. I didn't have the phone number right. I was able to find that real estate sign on Google Street View. And while I've blurred the number here, it was clear enough to read. But it's totally not Jim Bob's number, the number I used to find this. And I'm pretty sure that I searched for the number that is actually on that sign, but the result that you get for that doesn't look like it has anything to do with real estate. So I ended up ignoring it. I figured that Jim Bob's phone number was close enough to this number that the area code and the exchange matched, and it got me to the right general area, which of course helped me find the allergist's office. Speaking of, you were standing right over here near that office when you recorded this video. Okay, it's time to check which previous location was closest to this one. And this time it was one of the places I found in lightning round number 11 in Louisville, Kentucky. That is only about 8 miles or about 12 kilometers away from this spot. If anybody else wants me to find them, record a video where you say, "Find me, josemonkey," or something like that on camera, or hold up a sign that says something similar. And don't forget to tag me in a comment on that video. Yo, I got Jim Bob on the phone. You want to talk to him? What? No. Ha, never mind, bro.